He was like, y'all can't
Yeah.
tell me shit.
That's funny.
I love it. I love it.
All right, we going live. He'll hit record. Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip-hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo, and you already know what it is, man. You rocking with the best. You heard? What up? We are here. Look, she already cracked it up.
We got to give it up for that iconic intro. Like, that intro is iconic, okay?
I've been running that intro for years.
Yes.
For years. I've had that intro for at least 7 years already.
Wow.
When I first started my podcast, I was like, I gotta have a catchy ass intro. If I don't talk about nothing else, people are gonna remember me for something in my intro. And to this day, people will be like, "You heard? You heard? You heard?" I'm like, the fuck?
You just hear that walking down the street, like, you heard? I can see that.
I'm telling you, like they're sending it in my DMs. I got a DM today that should say, "You heard?" Andre Hatchett sent it to me. He's like, "You heard?" I'm like, this here, boy. But ladies and gentlemen, we are accompanied by my East Coast brethren, my home girl from Brick City, Jersey. Tiara, Bryant, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, y'all. Do you consider, I have to ask you, do you consider all of New Jersey Brick City? Because I'm definitely from New Brunswick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The whole shit is Brick City. The whole shit. Y'all niggas got a brick, it's Brick City. If there's one brick in that suburb or city, that's Brick City.
No, that's funny. Okay. Yes. Hello, y'all. Hope all is well and profitable. I'm Tiara Bryant, owner of Bryant Notary Services. How y'all doing today?
What up, y'all? Say what's up to T. I'm mute. Shit, you know how we do, man. We go live.
Yes. Hey, co-host.
Whoop, whoop. Womanomics gang is in this joint. Womanomics gang. Gang. See, look at you.
What's up,
a woman after my own heart. That's East Coast shit right there.
Yes.
We said gang at the same time, y'all.
Because y'all know what's up. It's Womanomics Wednesday. So we got a new episode out. I'm happy to be here on the Notary War Room, okay, with the infamous Mr. Tiger Toledo. All right.
Look, she giving me an intro and shit. What the fuck?
I got to. It's the podcasting.
I see. You know what? I kid you not. I said, I am not going to let Tiara switch this shit on me. She gonna fuck around, try to take over my show and be asking me questions on my shit. I said that last night. I said, podcasters are different. They're different breed niggas. These niggas move different. You're like, so Tiger, why'd you start the Notary War? I'm gonna weave that shit. Weave.
Yeah, one thing about me, I'm gonna ask a question. That I want an answer to. So if you don't ask, you never know.
Yeah, we're gonna make a two-way. We're gonna make a two-way Nextel phone.
Yes.
So how are you, my dear? How are you doing today?
I am doing amazing. This has been a great week for me. Shout out to Corinne. She's been holding me down, keeping me sane, y'all, because we moving this week. But like I said, I'm super excited. I have a webinar coming up tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Being here with you guys today, I'm excited about that. You have my co-host on Monday. You had Dominique yesterday, so I'm happy to be in great company on the Queen's Edition. So yeah, we appreciate you shouting us out, because the women business owners, we be needing that sometimes. So we appreciate an ally.
When I first did the Queen Edition, I was telling ladies in Stamp Coach T that I was only able to get 2 women to show up, and the 2 women that came on weren't even notaries, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna let it die out like that. I was like, I'm gonna reach out to some movers and shakers. So I literally asked the team, shout out to the Notary SEAL team and Ghost Squad. And we in these streets, like for real, right? Like, you don't know, we might be making your sandwich at a deli and be notaries and fuck up your sandwich, nigga. Like, for real. Don't fuck with the squad. Squad is out here. We out here.
Out here.
So they were coming to me and saying, yo, check out this girl. Check out this girl. Check out this queen. Check out this woman. And then I would go through my process, and you guys, Corinne, and I know I'll be butchering your name too. It's Corinne, right?
Yeah.
I'll be fucking up your name too. I'm sorry. Corinne, I'm gonna call you Miss Jones in a second. But but you two, your names came up a lot, and in my DMs it came up a lot. Like, whoa, like this shit is gonna be incredible. And I was like, okay. When I saw the reaction of the people when I created those flyers, it was like, okay, I made the right choice, right? Because I can let you know right now, and some of them might be on here. There are people that reached out to me that wanted to be on the show, and I was like, nah, I don't know your temperature. Nobody co-signed your ass. I can't put you on. Real talk. Am I lying, Dominique? Am I lying? Like, if you ain't getting the co-sign from the team, I can't rock.
Listen, he's asked me about people, and I was like, I mean, no. But I told him, because from my interactions with T and Corinne, like 1,000%, I was like, yes. Yeah. I said, just from my very first conversation, they were casual conversations, and you just know, like, they have a wealth behind them, like, of information, and like they care. They're different. They're not mixy. They're not shifty. They're not messy. And that I'm like, yeah, all right. I feel that. Like, I could sit in a room with them like anytime. Like, if somebody don't feel good, and plus they don't know what they're talking about, but I said, no, they know what they're talking about. That's why I'm quick to give flowers. I'm like, yep. I'm like, for Thank real. You. I'm like, yep, get it. Go make sure you support. Go make sure you do that. And plus, not only with what they're doing, they are quick to show love and show support too.
I see
they
that.
Don't care
I
if you doing the same thing. Like, T's funny because T will post her wedding officiating course, and then one slide later she'll be promoting my shit, and I'm like, that's confusing. Like, you confusing your people. And she's like, nah, I don't care. I like your flyer. I'm like, all right, girl. Yep. Like, I love that, and I feel like she's like awesome, and like and then with the brand colors, like, you know, she quick to pop out with that orange, honey. Like T Bryant and that orange, honey. Like, she gonna make sure you see her and you know that's her.
That's like, a fact.
Quick.
Now, T, you have the superpower that I want to address. You say that you are very tactful and personable. Mm-hmm. What does that look like in T's world, in T's universe?
So it's funny because people have always told me that I'm like tactful, but I'm just a straight shooter. Like, I just tell you how I feel. I just happen to pick the right words that make people feel good about themselves. Because at the end of the day, I had, when I was working the 9-to-5, I had learned about this thing about giving feedback, and it was called, oh gosh, and it just escaped me just like that. But it was basically like, give a compliment. Oh, it's a polish, critique, polish, or like compliment, critique, compliment. So you always want to address what people are doing like very, very well. You want to add in whatever your critiques are, and then you want to end it off with a compliment too. And I kind of just adapted that into like my regular everyday conversation, and it just, people respond very well to it. Because at the end of the day, I'm always coming from a place with love. I'm always coming from a place of support. And I just always want to showcase and show up for the people around me, even if I don't know you. Anybody who know me, who's first interacted with me, probably the first thing I did was slid into your DMs with a voice message. And I'm like, sorry, I'm a little abrasive. Everybody knows, sorry, I'm a little abrasive, but my mind works faster than my fingers. And so I think it's something personable about letting people hear your voice.
I like that.
Letting people hear, you know, just the way that you're coming off, because a lot of times things can be misconstrued through text, and I don't ever want to be misunderstood. And if I said it, I said it. So that's kind of how I roll. I
love that. So now, because of what you specialize in wedding officiant, right? Does that skill, being personable and tactful, does that play a role in the business development of weddings and stuff? Because that, I know that's a very personable just event, right? And for you to be there, can you walk me through what does a wedding officiant do, and like what is just walk me through that. I want to be in that environment, that space right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing that officiants do is obviously legalize somebody's wedding. That's the biggest thing, because a wedding without an officiant is a party. So shout out to Selena, Lux Nuptial. She, you know, that's her quote, but I love it because it's so true. And people get it a little bit misconstrued because they say like, oh, anybody can officiate. Yeah, technically anybody can officiate, but do they know the marriage laws? And so that it can be done correctly and legally. So for me, when I go into consultations with couples, or when couples reach out to me, my goal is to get their utmost trust and confidence that I'm able to do what they're seeking me to do, what they're paying for the services. And that's to make sure that they get married legally. So the personable part of it, I mean, people love to talk about themselves. So I like to hear about my couples. I like to hear about, you know, when they got together, how was their engagement, just learning more so about their love story so that I can properly showcase it within the script, within their ceremony. And then the personable part is just, you surrounded by love. Like you literally watching people love on each other and get married and forsaking all the others. Like that's a choice. And you have to be very deeply committed to someone to make that choice willingly. So
question, do you have to be married for that? I mean, do you have to be a notary to do wedding officiant?
So not necessarily. There are about 6 to 7 states in which being a notary it's a part of their official responsibility to legalize like weddings or marriages, but anybody can be a wedding officiant. You just have to be ordained. And again, you want to know like your state laws. Like certain states in New Jersey, we don't have a minister registry. So I don't have to show anyone my minister license. It's not on a website where a couple can just look it up and see that I'm actually like a minister. Whereas what Suli taught me, so shout out to Suli, my partner in here, but she taught me that in New York, like you do have to register your minister license. So it's really just about knowing the state in which you want to be, you know, having your services for, what is responsible, what the responsibilities are, the officiant responsibilities are in that state. So notaries can do it because we are people, so we can get ordained, but there's only certain states where that's a part of your official responsibilities.
Ah, okay. So like when you're doing this like consultation and like, is this in person or on the phone that you're really doing most of the consultation calls with?
Yeah, so everything is pretty much done virtually. I do my virtual consultations on Google Meet. I prefer Google Meet over Zoom. People get on Google Meet. It's like, I never knew this existed. It's the best thing in the world. It's the best thing in the world. You basically get all of the features from Zoom, the one that you have to pay for, in Google Meet for free. So that's a cheat code. If y'all guys are sick of Zoom, go to Google Meet. It's great. You can integrate into your calendar, put it within your Calendly, and it'll like send it out to the couples. And so typically I do everything through Google Meet. I have a actual consultation template so I can just understand the vision, really direct where everything is going and make sure I get all the information that I need. And then I just make myself available via phone and text message if brides have any questions, if they're going to their marriage license appointment. I like to just do like little check-ins and do it like that. But I don't really see any of my couples until I actually go and do their wedding. In person.
And how long does that normally take? What's the...
a wedding? Oh, so there's 2 types. There's the marriage license signing. So that's typically a lot quicker because you're not performing a whole ceremony. You're just doing what's legally responsible, which is the declaration of intent and the pronouncement. and then you're signing a marriage license and, filing to the respective county. And then you also have just like a typical wedding, vow renewal, elopement. So that typically includes a ceremony. So I have two options. You can either do a personalized ceremony. That means we're going through like the script and we're building it out together. Or they have like I call it a simple script. So it's repeat after me type of vows and everything is quick. So I would say that typically takes between 30 minutes to an hour. And honestly, usually the hour ones are actual weddings. So where they have a processional, they have a bridal party, they're having a whole reception after. Those usually take an hour just because you have to have everybody go in. But you as the officiant, you are pushing out and you're working the flow of the wedding. You're basically the MC of the ceremony.
Really?
Yeah.
So a lot of times you're there for the whole process?
You mean the whole wedding?
Yeah.
No. I'm out.
Yeah. I was like, damn, you're putting in it sounds like a lot of hours.
No. Not nearly as much time. So typically you want to get there like 30 minutes to an hour before the actual wedding start. I'll say 30 minutes before the actual wedding start because you want to gather the marriage license. You want to just check in with the coordinator or the bride and the groom, whoever it is that you're meeting with. You want to perform the actual ceremony. So the actual ceremony is everything that's on the script that you write. You read through that script. It's typically a one pager and it might take 15 to 20 minutes. And then just the, processional out, the recession when people are leaving. If you want to get any photos in, you do that. But typically after the ceremony, I'm out.
Gotcha.
I'm out. And I collect my money beforehand. I collect my money at booking.
You don't want to be fun. Oh, it was the little ring boy had the credit card. Bad.
I ain't got time for that.
She had my Cash App. Hell no. I ain't looking. The DJ got my credit. No. All that with you.
No. See, the way that I look at it is the officiant is the most important part or aspect of the wedding because we're the one who legalizes the marriage. So I feel like that you need to get paid first. That's just me and my business model. I feel like I want to get paid first because I know I'm the most important piece. Again, if you don't have me in place, you just having a really nice party. Yeah. So we want to get that out of the way. Yeah.
Trina had a great question. She said, "Do you charge a late charge if the wedding is late?"
Yes. I write it. That part is written into your. Yeah, that's a great question. You want to write that into your contract. Shout out to Suli for the contracts because I took her masterclass and she has that as one of her one of the things that's incorporated with it. So I adopted her contract. I put in my own, but you can schedule out however you want. 15 minutes late, an additional $50, 30 minutes late, an additional $100. And then you just want to advise the couple that they need to pay that before you perform the ceremony.
So what's the typical time range, like from beginning to end? I mean, from the moment they call you or whatever to you're walking away from them.
Oh, say now that differs because wedding planning is a little bit, sometimes it's very spaced out. Like I have weddings booked for 2023. And then I also have weddings booked for the end of like 2022. So sometimes people contact you and they want to get married within the month. Some people contact you and they're not getting married until next year. So that time frame is different, but the engagement that you actually have with the couple is not that much. You want to engage them, obviously, when they reach out to you for your services. Me, I like to usher people towards doing the consultation because once you get in front of me, once you hear me talk, once you get a piece of my personality, I know you're going to book with me. My conversion rate shows that. So for me, I like to usher people to do the consultation. There we can discuss out your vision. There we can discuss out payment. There we can discuss all of those things. And that typically is anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes.
That's it?
So that's it. So then you want to send over your proposal, you want to send over your contracts, and then once they sign their contracts and they make their payment, that means that they're good, they're booked. And then about a week or 2 weeks before their ceremony, I typically send them over a copy of their script, let them look it over, via email. They send it back. If they have any corrections, I make the corrections. And then I also just do a quick little check-in to make sure that they know who their two witnesses are, that they actually have their marriage license in their hand, and they know to bring it to their ceremony. And all of that is done via text or via email. So when you talk about like actual engagement, a lot of it is done through technology. And then when you are talking with them, again, during that consultation, 15, 30 minutes, and then you go and perform the ceremony, 15, 30 minutes, and you walking out $250 to $500 richer. So.
So those are the price points?
Yes. So you want to do, obviously market research for your own state. Each state is different. When I was looking for my state, I looked at what the officiants look like. So did they look like me? Were they Black? Were they a woman? Because we're in a beautiful era or age where people want to support your business. They want to support Black businesses. They want to support women-owned businesses. Indeed. So I wanted to make sure that, in my area, there weren't a whole bunch of people that looked like me, and there's not. So shout out to that. And I just wanted to pay attention to what services that they were offering. So that's what I consider market research. What their prices are, what packages they included, and then what's included within that package that's associated with that price. And then you kind of build your own in that regard. So yeah.
Love it. Love it. Sully, I see you. I've seen her pop on my gram a couple of times. I seen the luxury sign in. She be having some designer bags and shit on her stuff. That's a great play, by the way, to get people to spend more money with you. It's like, hey, somebody got to pay for these expensive ass bags.
No, Suli's the GOAT. Shout out to her.
Damn, I done butchered her name too, Suli.
I know.
Yeah. Miss Torres. Fuck it.
No, definitely shout out to Suli. Like I said, when I first started, I took her masterclass as an officiant. I learned so much. I came to her with an idea. She entertained me. So shout out to Suli. So we have some things cooking up, but she started a Wedding Officiant Academy. Yeah, it's a community for people new and aspiring and seasoned wedding officiants. It's exclusive. You can only get into it if you have purchased either her or my digital product. But we're in there. We are providing you support. We're providing you with ideas. We're providing you with marketing materials and everything like that. So if you have purchased from either me or Suli, please DM us, show us your proof of purchase so we can get you into that exclusive group, because it's only heating up. It's only getting better.
Hey, so you have this thing coming up tomorrow. Yes. It's called What's Your Notary Niche? Tell me about that. And it's a free webinar, you guys.
Yep. So we love free. So this free webinar is just to get some notaries thinking about ways to diversify their stamp. I'm all about diversifying your stamp. There's so many things that you can do with your notary commission. And wedding officiant, to me, is one of the more lucrative services that you can offer that doesn't have as many tasks associated with it. So we already know with loan docs, you gotta print the docs, you gotta print 2 sets, so you're using all this paper, using all this toner. You typically have to scan those documents back. You have the signer asking you 1,000,001 questions. And then you also have to ship the documents after. And it's, typically bigger packages, things of that nature. So with What's Your Notary Niche, I just want to give people an opportunity to learn a little bit more about officiating and give them the 5 reasons why they should add it to their business model. So even if it's not something that you considered, after this webinar, I promise you will consider it. I promise.
Now, one of the things that I love, by the way, I put the link in the chat for you guys so you guys can actually go to her link tree, and then you'll see all of I call it the global hub. So you'll be able to check all of that stuff out. Tell me and everybody else about Womenomics podcast, my new favorite podcast.
Oh man, Womenomics is something special. It is something
where did you guys come up with the whole concept of that? Because I ain't even gonna lie to you, I felt kind of funny. You asked me to be a guest on something that said Womenomics. I was like, hold up.
You gotta come on. You gotta come on. If you
I know, but the
women,
name kind of threw me off. It was like woman. I'm like, I'm not a woman. You know what I mean? Nowhere near that. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, did some wires get crossed somewhere? But tell people.
Dating advice.
Huh? What's that, Tech?
So you can just go in there and give out dating advice, you know?
Oh, I got some great dating advice too.
I know.
Do you?
Yes. Strip clubs is the number one place you want to be at. You heard? Make it rain, baby. Make it rain.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, even if you do that, make sure you save some money for the person that you dating, because y'all gonna spend all y'all money in a strip club and ain't got nothing for the person that you pursuing romantically. So I'm just saying, make it balance.
I'm gonna have my black bag with me. We're collecting all that money off the stage. Yes. Everything that with my money gun, it goes right back in that bag. Back. And somebody else's dollars.
I see Tiger in the fights with the security guards at the end of his night.
You said the security guard? Oh, you don't.
Oh, that's funny.
So tell people about the Womanomics podcast. I love that podcast, by the way.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, Womanomics podcast, the thought was birthed when so first of all, if I can start off from the beginning, shout out to Sophia Martin. Me and Corinne were both in her mentorship group, and something about Corinne that I loved is she was one of those notaries that was always asking questions. She was always asking questions. She was leading discussions, and Sophia's very particular about who she, picks to be a part of her brand. And she picked me to teach, and she picked Corinne to teach. And that was something that kind of stood out to me. So when me and Corinne just started having more and more conversations, we ended up exchanging phone numbers. We talking on the phone, and we just talking about all of this stuff. And I'm like, yo, people could benefit from these conversations. Some people just don't have anyone to have these conversations with. I'm in my first year of entrepreneurship. I always say that. I'm in my first year. I'm in my first 6 months. And it was such a learning curve. It still is. I'm still learning. But it was such a learning curve. And to just have someone to have these kind of conversations with, it just helped me out so much. And I was like, you know what? I like the way you think. You smart as hell. You already have that coaching, type of conditioning, associated. She was just helping me out with so much. And I was just like, we need to make this into a podcast. We're gonna make this into a podcast. And I pitched my idea. And Corinne was like, let me tell you something, girl. Yes, she was scared as hell. Like, girl, I'm not doing this. Like, no, the idea of this makes me nervous. And I said, oh, great. That means we got to do it. So that's how I feel. If something makes you nervous, that means
I'm gonna jump in on this one, because Corinne was giving hella props to you. Shout out to Corinne on that too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hella love. And she was talking about you guys are like the yin and yang of each other, right? Now, I want to know from you, Corinne, get ready to get your flowers, baby.
Yes,
get that basket out.
Yes.
How has Corinne helped you become a better person? Because she explained it to us on the previous show. How she helped you become a better person in what you do and then break out of your comfort zones.
Yeah. So the thing about Corinne is, y'all, when I say she's so damn smart, it just don't make no sense. She's so smart. She's so smart, and she reminds me of my own strength. When you hear that yin and yang, that's because we balance each other when we're low. When I'm low, she's high, and she brings me back up. When she's feeling low and I'm high, I bring her back up. So that's people get like yin and yang, like, oh, she's so much opposite of me. No, baby, we got so much in common. We have so much in common. We think so similarly. We operate in the same way. We have so much respect for each other. Our work ethic is crazy. The times where I'm not, I'm slacking off a little bit or I'm overwhelmed, she's right there. She does not let our train stop chugging. it don't matter. And it's not even just on things with Womanomics. It's everything. She's helping me out with my webinar. She just helps me. I mean, I just call her and I'm like, I just gotta tell you this. And she's always there to listen. And then we end up keying and we're having this whole conversation. We're like, damn, we should have recorded that for the podcast. Nice. So I feel like we just have so many moments like that. And just who she is, how she operates, her level of integrity, the support that she gives, just me and everybody around her. I mean, anybody who's been had conversations with her, been in the same space as her, will attest to who she is. And honestly, when I tell you how her mind works, she don't give herself enough credit.
Well, she getting them flowers right now.
Yes.
I get on her nerves too, though. She ain't touching on that. I'm extremely type A, and she's just like, you know what will be, will be. And I'm like, no, it has to be in this order. I think I do too much sometimes, but that's what I meant by kind of a yin yang kind of thing. I tend to overanalyze and pick up every detail, but I don't know. In some ways, it fills gaps between each other, but I think it annoys her. She'll never tell me that.
It don't annoy me. It don't annoy me. It's like, no. No, I can't be annoyed because I'm so grateful. Like, annoying can't even fit in the space of gratitude that I have for Corinne as a business partner, as a fellow notary, as someone, like I said, who came from the same mentorship group as me. Like, I saw something in her in those classes. Yeah. And that just drew me to her even more. And then as the more conversations started flowing out, I'm like, wow, I don't think I've ever kind of clicked with someone so quickly to be in that same space. And I think the other thing that we touch on a lot is vulnerability. We're so vulnerable and transparent with each other, and it gives us literally so much power in our own self and developing out a better mindset. You need a strong mindset to be in this business, whether you're a notary or a business owner, whatever the industry, you need to have a strong mindset. And it just really takes sometimes a couple of people to kind of help you develop and craft yourself. And I'm just so appreciative that, you know, Corinne entertained me. She entertains me. She entertained my nonsense. My big goals, my big dreams. I'm like, all right, we're going to do this, and that. She like, all right, well, let's just write it out first. She's definitely the analytical piece to my, like, jumping out the window, because I'm just such a visionary. But I think sometimes I need to add in those elements is missing, and she brings that for me, and I love her.
You hear that? So one thing that I love that you guys did, see, for me, because I come from a media background, that podcast that you guys did is a media play, right? Mm-hmm. It's very strategic. It's a machine of its own as well, right? And when I look at you guys rolling out a podcast, I was like, that was a good move. That was a really, really good move, because you're creating, and I recommend everybody that's on here as well, do this. Like, even if it's not a podcast, you roll out some type of, I'm gonna take it back to Hitler days, a propaganda machine, because you can control the narrative of what is being said, what is being done. If somebody says something to try to slander your character, you have your platform that you could speak on, and then you can address it in real time. If you do not have that media component in there, it can hurt you. And not only that, did you know that people that listen to podcasts are more likely to spend 30% more money towards your products versus watching it on video? So they can watch it on YouTube, but somebody that listens to it on podcasts like Anchor or Spotify and stuff like that, they're more likely to spend 30% more with you in the long run, which is ill. So that was one of the reasons why I pursued the Notary War Room to do the podcast. I was like, okay, the money's there. Let me go get the goddamn money.
I didn't even know that. That wasn't even a benefit that we had came up with for even starting this. We just wanted to give a space for, like, because it's not your average notary podcast. We don't go on there and talk about being notaries. We go on there and we talk about the mindset that we need to survive in this journey that we decided to go on. Yes. So when we started out, I was just like, I just feel like people not having these conversations. They're not talking about imposter syndrome. They're not talking about fear. They're not talking about perfectionism. You know, they're not talking about belief in self. They just telling you to believe in yourself, but they ain't talking about what are the tools that help you get back to that when you start to fall off a little bit. And that was really the goal.
Yeah, I love that. So how do you build up yourself?
Oh, child, we still learning. No, I believe in being grounded in gratitude. I'm very big on gratitude. It's just something that I believe 2 years ago, I went on a little spiritual journey. I kind of cut off everything and everyone, and I focused on myself. I focused on meditating. I focused on just expressing gratitude for the smallest things, like when I stopped at a stoplight, I thank God that I was able to stop. I thank God I was able to maybe adjust my music, get me a drink of water, and was able to do all of these things without being distracted with driving. So it started out so small. And once you do it on a smaller scale, it makes it 10 times easier to do it on a bigger scale. And then you kind of start that wheel of just putting out that good positive energy. Then you start to get opportunities. Then you being grateful for the opportunities. The more come, and then you just keep expressing that gratitude. It changes your whole mindset. There are scientific benefits to expressing gratitude, literally. Like you release certain type of good hormones. You start to feel good about yourself. You start prioritizing things that are going to make you better in the long run. And it's just what do you call that? Like a snowball effect. And you just keep going. Affirmations are super important. How we speak about ourselves, the things that we claim over ourselves, who we claim to be, everything. That's super important. And honestly, just having confidence, just showing up sometimes, that's it. As my good friend, Mr. Bruce Hill, New Skills, New You, he's in the building. Yes, he always just talks about like how, you know, one new skill can change your life. And so just taking that time to just figure out what it is that I want and developing and pouring into myself and pouring into my skills, you know, you build up your confidence that way too. You combat fear with knowledge. So
T, I'm having a lot of fun. Like I feel like I could talk to your ass all goddamn day. Yes. So you're so right with affirmations. Like, so I remember one of my buddies from Brooklyn came to visit me in Chicago, right? And we grew up in the hood. And I was on a different wave that he was on. And he used to always say like, yo, V, man, yo, you know, I be fucking with these chicks. I ain't shit, son. I ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, but you know how niggas talk, right?
Yes.
So, but he kept saying, I ain't shit. I ain't shit. I was like, dude, you got to stop saying that about yourself. Because you really going to walk the path of a nigga that ain't shit. Yeah. Right? So he was like, wow. He used to say it so much, he didn't even realize that he was saying it so much and like literally walking in the path of a person like that. So I completely agree with you with the affirmations. Now, talking about confidence, godlike confidence, we going to my man, Kanyeezy, Yay Boogie, Yay Meister, the Yay effect. I need a little more contrast on what that Yay effect means to you.
Yeah. So one thing about Kanye is he's always been very controversial, but I feel like he's always been extremely authentic too, no matter like what peak or valley he was in, what season he was in. And the reason why we chose that episode, one, I feel like as a business owner, you have to have unwavering belief in yourself. You just have to, because you have to convince other people to not only spend money with you, but that you can properly provide the services that they're looking for, and that you have the value in order to bring it to them, and that they can, again, get that in exchange for money. So you literally have to convince people all the time as a business owner why they should choose you. And if you don't know why you should choose you, then how are you going to teach somebody or show somebody why they should choose you? So I love Kanye for that. And in his documentary, you just got to see, one, you just got to see how he believed himself and how he only had a couple other people believe in him, so much so that they were recording him years before he was even where he is at now.
Yes.
Because of how he believed in himself and how people saw his level of belief in himself and then started to believe in him too. So I love that piece. And I love that it was documented, because you get to see those moments where he's like, this is what I want to do. Like, yes, I'm a good producer, but I want to be in front of the stage. I can also rap. I can also be a performer. And when he's making these beats, which he's known for, and he's rapping over it, and he's going into Rockefeller and he's listening, you know, playing it for people, and people ain't paying him no mind.
Yeah.
Laughing, just completely ignoring him, facing rejection after rejection. It's just like, how do you pick yourself up from that? And he did. He did it so much so, and he believed himself so much so, and he convinced people so much so that they gave him the record label. And then what happened? He got into this crazy car accident, and now his mouth is wired shut. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just look at his story, you just see how many trials that he had to go through, that he was able to push himself past them, because he knew what his God-given talents were. He knew the vision that God gave him. And I think that level of confidence comes from having such a strong relationship with God, that you recognize when he's putting something in your way, that when other people don't see it, you still see it. That's really what it's about.
Being in tune with the Most High is super important. Like for me, like I wanted to start this notary war room thing, right? Now, like I have a mission. I understand the mission, right? Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, what helped me understand this mission was having the Queen's edition. That's a fact. Having you beautiful melanated, the notary dime room, right? This is a notary dime room and shit. There's no dimes in this joint. But having the Queen edition, you guys brung such a dynamic that I could have never, ever fathomed in my own mind, with Dominique to Cam to Gina to I mean, from Ray, the support. That, hey, listen, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna let it birth some dead air for a second. Listen, that black girl magic shit is real.
Yeah.
That shit is real. I'm experiencing it in real time right now. The way where you guys are taking the notary war room, I was telling Tech this earlier. I said, there's no way I could have taken it there. You guys are doing something to this notary war room that only Black Girl Magic could have did. I am so appreciative. I am so grateful for you guys for even being on this show, because this is like, I'm sorry, it's not a gentleman show, really. You know what I mean? Like, you talk about drugs and strippers and shit, and niggas doing lines of cocaine. Like this shit is just fucked up. This show is fucked up, y'all. But they bring some balance to it. and they help push it, which is crazy. I've seen you promote the war room with Dominique and Cam on there, and vice versa. Dominique will promote, you and Corinne, and like it's weird as shit. So I understand the mission, but for those that are trying to get more in tune and understand, like you were saying, God's vision. Kanye had his God's vision. He knew it. Once he had unwavering confidence, you couldn't shake him. It's going to get done.
Yeah.
How do you get that? How do you get in tuned like that? How do you align yourself like that? Are you on God's mission right now?
Oh yeah. I'm called and qualified, child. The one thing I will say that really just helped me is, one, like everybody said, you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. I know Dominique spoke a little bit about this, but just going into that solitude, I needed to do that as well. Because I came to a point where I felt like I was confused. And this is before I even thought about being a notary. I just came into a space where I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't really feel good about myself. Mm-hmm. At this time, I was much heavier. I was about 80 pounds heavier. So I was like at my highest. And I was like, this ain't doing what needs to be done. Like, I'm not doing what I need to be doing. And at the end of the day, I noticed that I was letting way too many distractions come into place, because the devil is set to distract us. Let's not get it twisted. That's his whole point, is to distract us and keep us away from God. And so for me, I had to cut off that distraction. That meant the opposite sex. I didn't deal with anybody who wasn't strictly platonic. So I cut, all of that type of energy and entertainment off. I focused on reading. I went to read 10 pages a day. I started with this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book will literally change your life. So I started with Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it was literally so good. And I started with that being my first bit of commitment. And then secondly, I started with meditating. I just wanted to be still. I wanted to be still. I wanted to learn how to, one, control my breathing. And then two, I wanted to learn how to control my mind and the thoughts that came in there. And I feel like meditation is one of those things that help you do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I started off with guided, because I think at the beginning, meditation, people fear meditation because like, I can't stop thinking about stuff, or I can't sit still or anything like that. So I always tell people when they first start out, do one that resonates with you. If you are a Black woman, type in Black woman meditations. If you a Black man, type in Black men meditations on YouTube. And then find one with a shorter time span. So you don't want to start off trying to do 10, 15, 20 minutes. Let's not play ourselves. Start off small. You can dedicate 5 minutes out of a 24-hour day in order to just be still and connect with yourself. So I always, advise that. So I started to do that, and I upped it. I used to do it in the morning, and then I did it in the evening before I went to sleep. And the other thing I did was fasting. I did intermittent fasting. So I fasted for about 16 hours a day, drank a lot of water. That increased my water intake. So I drank a lot of water, and I wanted to also go back to being grounded. So I used to go on a lot of walks. Something about nature, the sun, it just kind of refueled me. And it allowed me to really see the beauty that God has created in the trees and the birds and all of these different things that we take for granted every single day. And I forced myself to look at it, and I forced myself to be a part of it and enjoy the benefits of it. So if you want to get started, those are just a couple tips.
I love you have principles. You know what I mean? I love that. Have you been reading this chat? You motherfuckers is funny in this chat, by the way. Oh my God. Okay, so like Dominique said, even pigment deprived Black girl magic.
Yes. Yes.
And then Mew Skill said, whose man's is this? Yeah, funny hell in this chat, man. Sakara gonna jack your shit. She said she's gonna take that call and qualified and put it on a shirt and sell it on Shopify. Shout out to Oh my God, that is funny. All right, so yeah, let's go into some Q&A. Who got their hands up? I see some people with their hands up. It's funny. New Skills, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? It's New Skills, New Yules. Call me Bruce Hill. Shout out to Tiara. I appreciate you. This is just a shout out. I don't even have a question, y'all. If y'all don't follow her on social media everywhere, Clubhouse, leveraging your L's, that's fire. The Womenomics podcast, that's fire too. So this is just a shout out from the heart. I love you. And Corinne, can't forget about you too. I see you down there. Yeah. Keep on what you're doing. Peace.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Who else wants to go live? Tech, you already know I got to pull you in here, baby.
Hey, how's everybody doing? What up, Tiger? What's going on, man? You know how we do.
What's buzzing?
What's buzzing?
Yeah, what's buzzing?
Nah, I didn't say busting.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if you said busting. That's some next level shit right there, B. I didn't say I said buzzing.
Buzzing. Oh, buzzing.
Oh shit, she done
busted.
Yeah, she done took it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't even that kind of show, man.
For real. Yeah. Notaries in a strip club. What up?
No, I didn't. I feel bad. I missed a little bit of the beginning and then some of the end. But my question is, I feel like you kind of already answered it with that last response. But can you tell us something that we don't know about you?
Oh, that you don't know about me.
Yeah.
You know what? People always get really surprised when I say this. Even my customers. I have a master's in healthcare administration, and I don't know why that always surprises people. They're like, yeah, and I think maybe because I'm a notary, they just like, man, y'all notaries ain't got no degrees. I ain't go to school. We did. We did, but I came from a healthcare background. I worked at Robert Wood Johnson Hospital for about like 8 years, which is a big hospital here in New Brunswick. New Brunswick is the healthcare hub city of New Jersey, so a lot of healthcare is based here. And after that, I went into being a case manager for Rutgers, which is a big university here in New Jersey. I also graduated from there 2 times. So shout out to the RU alums out here, the Scarlet Knights. But yeah, and then when I was a case manager, I actually worked with a startup program for opioid addiction and people who, it was basically opioid addiction and reentry services. So I used to go into prisons, meet with people who are getting out of prison within 6 months or less, and then I would follow them in the community for up to a year, and it was all just based on opioid abuse. I'm happy to I'm happy to be gone. Very happy. But I came from a healthcare background, and most people don't know that. So I think that kind of adds to maybe the personableness of it, or my personality, or the tactfulness. Because when you're in healthcare, you have to watch what you say, be stern about what you said, and then also, make people feel good because they're already in that, whatever position they're in to need any type of medical help. Most people don't know that.
Thank you.
So we got Tyan. What up? Unmute yourself, brother. It's popping.
All right. And you got it right today.
I know, right? I be saying Taiwan and shit.
That is such a
Mr. Walker.
Mr. Walker. All right. Appreciate it. So I just wanted to come on, just give shout outs. I've been in the back watching the Queen's Council the last month and some change, and just want to give flowers where they're due, of course, to Tiger for the platform, but then also to each of you all. One thing that I really admire is the amount of creativity that each of you carry. And then they're talking about Black Girl Magic earlier. That beautiful part of being a creator, right? And you all are the creators, right? You hold life in your body. So that's why y'all got that magic. So shout out to everybody on here that said something and given that energy. You all have a really amazing shared economy piece going on. So just giving y'all flowers right now. And that's it. That's all I got to say. So thank you all for sharing with all of us today, and for the last month and some change. And shout out to Tiger. Go ahead.
Hey, you coming on the 17th, brother?
Ooh.
The boy is on next.
Yes.
So,
yes.
It's going to be a mixture of ratchet and righteousness. So come mess with your boy. I will be on Sunday. So yeah, I'm up next. So I'm excited, but I'm just again super grateful to be following the Queen's Council. All the gems that have been dropped. So yeah, more to come from me.
Yes, I'm excited.
He said ratchet and righteousness.
I love that.
I love that mix. That I want a gumbo in that shit right there. Ratchet, so I could be like Hotep and fuck you, nigga. I could do all that all in one. I love that. Thank you.
It's yes and. We, study well, but also I whoop your ass if you really want to go there. But
love it.
I mean,
love it.
I'm gonna relax. I'm working today.
That's right, man. No, we gonna keep that dog in us. That dog in us. Let's not get it fucked up. We might have some zeros in the bank accounts, but don't get it fucked up. We will smack fire out your ass. Corinne, unmute yourself, dear. Tap in.
Hey, I hope you guys can hear me. I had to jump off taking my son on a job interview. But I just wanted to just show my support to Tiara and share a fun fact about her. Because of Tiara, she got me reading the Bible in 365 days because she told me about this app. And so she is Tiara is the kind of person where she encourages you to talk your shit, big yourself up. Be proud of yourself, brag on yourself. Like, I've never heard anybody say that. People say that, but it's always coming from like this arrogant standpoint. She's quick to big up other people and encourage them, and she encourages it that you do that for yourself. And that means a lot to me. And then in the same breath, she'll tell me, like, here's a link to meditate in the morning for Black women. and you can read the Bible in a year. Here's an app and the link on Spotify to help you interpret it. And so because of her, I get on the treadmill in the morning and I read the Bible. And so it's so meaningful to me to find people in the world that don't have to be your family, that don't have to be your close friends. And I haven't even met her in the flesh before, but I'm just saying all this to say that it's important to find and gravitate toward people who's going to stretch you and make you be better. And I'm not just saying this because we got a podcast together, but it is because we got a podcast together, because I wouldn't be doing a podcast.
Why not?
So she's just a dynamic person. And people like her, you have to pour into, because they're so busy pouring. They're so busy pouring into other people. So it's important not to forget, because that sometimes happened to me. And then when I look around and need support, I feel like, well, I don't want to ask because I'm the poorer. And so we have to remember that with people who we're grateful for, we got to check on them too and pour into them, because sometimes their cup is running empty. So I just want to say that. Love you, Tiara.
Love you too. Thank you.
I want to give a shout out as well. I want to give a shout out to Raynetta for putting together the whole Ghost Squad group thing. It has, became a community of support and love, and like it's just the dopest shit ever. Like, we will not let you be down, right? It's just like constantly building up, and like, all right, you got this, girl, like, go ahead, go do it. If you need me, we're right here. And we're such gunners, man. I love it so much. Okay, Ray, come on, unmute. I just want to give you your flowers today.
Thank you.
For sure.
I appreciate that. I want to come on and give Tiara some love too. Tiara's my girl. I agree with everything. Yeah, I agree with everything Corinne said. Tiara would get you right when when you being down on yourself. She would definitely get you right. I think the thing that I love about this the most, and listening to everyone interview, is that like you really get to learn about people, like things that you did not know, because we only show or give so much of us on social media. So I've learned a lot about you, Tiara, from this. So I was like, oh my God, this is so dope. I didn't know you had a master's. You go, girl. So it's like, I've learned so much about you from this. But no, Tiara, you're dope, beautiful Black queen. Happy to know you. Thank you for being in like my little close, tight-knit notary circle. It's only like, I talk to a lot of notaries, but it's a few notaries out there that I really let into my personal life. And you're one of them. And so I appreciate you. And I'm just trying to give you your flowers.
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh man, Tiger, you said it. Like, I love Bray. When I first became a notary, I came across her TikTok video about what's in your notary bag. And I was like, damn, this girl Brandon is on point. Like, oh my God, like I learned so much, and she inspired me so much when I first started. So to now to be able to like call her up on the phone and be like, oh girl, what you doing? It just feels so good, because you don't know when you first coming into a new industry. I would say I'm very happy to have came across circles with like you and tech, and just what I've created with Corinne and coming in with Sophia, because I think a lot of notaries kind of get it misconstrued because they start on like a Facebook platform. Mm-hmm. And when they go on a Facebook platform, those groups, they're not as encouraging. They ain't trying to give you no answers. Sometimes it just comes out, it can be very discouraging. So I thank God, because when I started my Instagram, he just brought me people who are just so super dope, people who want to see you win, people who are encouraging you, people who are like, I want to get to know you as a person. All right, we cool, then we cool. It ain't no funny stuff. It ain't no BS. Like, I encourage people, find your people. I ain't gonna say it ain't on Facebook group, because technically I do have a Facebook group, so I ain't gonna say that, but you have to seek them out. You have to seek them out. And I just got super lucky, and Ray was just one of them, and she just came out the gate. She just so authentic. And I know it probably sounds weird, but Ray, you got an accent. Where is you from? I ain't never asked you that. Now I'm gonna ask you on Tiger Toledo show. Where is you from? Where is that accent from? I love it. I fall in love when you talk.
I'm born and raised in South Central LA, girl. Born and raised.
Really?
I've been here and I have an accent my whole entire life. And every time I tell them I was born in the hood, South Central LA, they like, really? It's giving like something from the South. So I always tell people it's like a classy fucking ratchet. I saw classy ghetto. I'm so damn ghetto, but then I can turn it on and be so classy because when I'm at work, girl, I get real professional.
I love it. Listen, I created this platform for us.
Yeah.
In case you haven't noticed, this show has nothing to do with me. It's all about you guys. Mm-hmm. I love it when you could be yourself and you could say what you want and like smoke, drink, whatever you do on, like, I love that. I'm tired of the foo-foo shit. I'm tired of the marshmallow fluff. I want to see who Tiara really is, right? Like what kind of character is she? Who is Tech? Who is Ray? Like, who are these people? I know, like, we meet the representatives, right? I'm tired of meeting representatives. Fuck them representatives. They don't last long. They get fired after a week. But Tiger, be like, here come the real nigga. All right, here he comes.
But Tiger, we got to give you your flowers too, because it also depends on the person that's leading it. And you're leading all of this, and you are for real, like all the way.
I'm on a mission.
I'm like, Tiger is funny. Like, I'm like, he's saying nigga on live. I'm like, he cussing, but I love it. But because you're so real, I think you help everybody feel comfortable about bringing out their realness, because we already know who we dealing with. We have a real host. We're not dealing with a host that's very poised and polite. So it's kind of like, you got to know, who you dealing with. And when we know we dealing with you, we like, shit, we could be ourselves, because Tiger for sure going to be himself. So, why we can't be ourselves with him?
Yes.
Now, if it was somebody else shit, we probably turn it down some. Like, okay, you know what? This they platform. They don't do that cussing. They, they a little bit more quiet and calm. Let me turn it down some, because I'm not going to give them all of that. And that's not what their platform is giving.
Somebody reached out to me yesterday. I'm gonna keep the name on silent, but they was like, Europeans ain't jumping on your platform. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I know, but see, here's the thing, right? Anybody is welcome to join the Notary War Room. I don't discriminate. That ain't my thing. I ain't got time for that shit. But I'm not going to curve, who I am to appease, right? So, like, I know, like, there's times that there was one show, I don't even remember what show this was. It might have been Coach T. I said the word nigga. My participant count went that shit dropped so damn quick. It dropped like the Titanic. I was like, oh, well.
Ouch.
Right, but I was
they be all right. They be all right.
I'm like, hey, I could go in the, like, if you were to talk to my kids and they say, is there a difference between the Tiger that's on this camera and the real one? Nah, I'm the same dude. Like, my daughter would be like, you just said the word nigga. Can I say the word nigga? I'm like, go ahead. My wife be like, no, don't say that shit. Well, fuck, say it. You probably saying it when you're in school anyway.
Boy, yep. Trust and believe they are.
Who that, my girl Gina? What up?
Nothing much. I'm doing the mom thing. This is my Wednesday, so I take my little man for his speech and occupational therapy. Oh no, today is occupational therapy. Tomorrow's speech. Yeah, be forgetting sometimes. Yeah, so that's kids? What. Yeah, I got kids.
No, I mean, Tiara, you have kids?
Oh yeah, I have a daughter. Her name is
Give them a
Nyla.
shout out, yo. Like, what's going on? Shout out
Yeah,
listen. If my daughter was here right now, she'd be right here front and center in the camera. She love to be in the mix. If she see me doing a little voice message to someone, she's like, I want to do one too. Hop on the voice message, say what she gotta say. She is a character. Yes. But I am blessed. I am blessed to have her. I have my little girl. I can't believe she's gonna be 5, but yeah. And you know what, honestly, shout out to the mompreneurs. Is that how you say it? Mompreneurs?
Yes.
No, yeah, that's how you say it.
Mompreneurs. Yes.
Yeah, shout out to the mompreneurs, because y'all doing it. I mean, Dominique, you got 3 little rugrats, you know. Gina, how many you got 2 kids?
No, ma'am, I got 8.
You got 8?
Yes, ma'am.
Gina was getting
busy. Go ahead, honey. You better go ahead, honey.
I told you don't let the glasses fool y'all. That's why I keep telling people.
Gina, if I have one more kid, I guarantee you my name will be Juan Lopez, because my black ass is going straight to Mexico. I'm not fucking with no more kids, yo. Like, I can't do it as it is. You gotta have
listen, ever since Gina told me she had 8 kids, I was like, damn, she know how to do some things. She be knowing. I'm like, it's always the ones that don't look like they be knowing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That.
Gina be knowing. Gina,
man. Ain't nobody gonna put me on no front street. Nah,
man.
That's classified. That's classified.
I'm like, damn, Gina. I'm over here with 2 moves.
Out of one body?
Right? I said, what?
Well,
yeah, Gina's
all right,
like, I got 8.
To be exact, 6 biologically came out of me, and the other 2 came with the marriage from my second marriage.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, like, after the 4th one, they just started walking out.
You got jokes, funny. love your ass though. That's all right. Oh, I'm with the jokes and the smoke. It's
okay. No, that's dope. So yeah, you definitely got to shout out all the moms that's doing it. I mean,
yes, and definitely connect with everybody, because Gina, she'll stay on your ass, man. But when you feeling dark, Gina be like, you better make sure I know you take care of them kids, but you better make sure. Gina was getting on me, honey. I want to just crawl on a ball. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to be so skinny after this. And Gina's like, no, go eat something, drink something. I was like, damn.
You got to take care of yourself.
Yes, because like I was telling Dominique, we the foundation, okay? The mothers are the foundation, because without us, ain't nothing moving, ain't nothing grooving, ain't nothing being produced, ain't no legacy to be left without us. Talk to us nice, okay?
You better go off, Gina. Talk to us nice. I like that.
See, I need you to plug in something. Plug in an offer.
Oh man, I have.
Who you talking to? I'm sorry.
Tiara.
Oh yeah.
Did I say your name right?
Tiara.
All right, cool.
I'm like the only one, but yeah, you got me right.
I was saying Tiara and a couple of them. I was like, Tiara.
You know what? I'm used to that. I'm used to the Tiara or the Tiara. I ain't never really have no preference, but for other people, I'd be like, nah, make sure people say your name right. I don't need to do it for myself, child.
I need you to plug in something. Plug in.
Absolutely. Okay, so we already know tomorrow we have our webinar with your notary niche, 5 reasons notaries should add officiating services. That's at 7 p.m. It is FREE. So please go and share. We're at over 110 people signed up. So nice. We love them numbers. We want to grow them. We got 2 more marketing days. So if you rock with the girl, go push it. I appreciate you. And then with that, we have Leveraging L's. That's on Clubhouse. I run that room with Rafanuel. That's every Tuesday live. And then we have the replays. Of course, we have Womanomics with my girl, Corinne. All right. My favorite podcast, y'all favorite podcast. And that is, we release every Wednesday. Go subscribe on YouTube. And then I also have a couple things in the works. So like I said, shout out to Suli, shout out to my girl Selena, Lux Nuptials, and Callie. We are working on some stuff. So for the wedding officiants, again, if you have any digital products from me or Suli, please let us know. Send it to us so we can get you into that exclusive Wedding Officiants Academy so you can be up to date with everything we got going on there. And lastly, I have to shout out Sophia and Rafanio. We are working on a wonderful notary mentorship program called Diversify Your Stamp. We're going to be covering everything between loan docs, legal docs, officiating. We're bringing in people for permit running, apostille, everything that you want to learn to diversify your stamp and your notary commission. It is coming. It is coming. It is coming. So I'm super excited. I'm the queen of many projects. I have so many projects working, but here we are. And obviously, if you ever need a notary in New Jersey, I'm your girl.
That was a long offer. That shit was long as hell.
We on the Tiger Toledo show. I gotta get everything in.
No, that because I asked everybody to plug it in more than once, so I need your ass to go in again.
It's fine. It's going practice makes perfect. So we gonna keep going.
Let's do some drills.
Yes, that's everything. So yes, if you guys have not signed up, please sign up for my free webinar tomorrow. It is called What's Your Notary Niche? The 5 reasons why notaries should add officiant services. Like I said, it is FREE. So please sign up, get some knowledge in. I have a Q&A after. If you have any questions about officiating, please be there. I can answer all of them. And secondly, of course, we have to shout out Leveraging Your L's. So that is a clubhouse room that I run with Rafael. It is specifically a space to speak about the L's that we take in our notary business and how we learn to leverage them. A lot of gems are dropped every single week. So join that. And then we have Womanomics Podcast, you know, my background. So that is Soul Care for Entrepreneurs. It is a podcast teaching entrepreneurs how to reframe the limitations of their mind with my beautiful co-host, Corinne, AKA Freedom Notary. So you definitely want to hop onto that. We drop an episode every single Wednesday. We have some of the best notaries in the game hopping on, giving y'all the gems about how they get to show up or how they show up in their business every single day. We also have the Wedding Officiant Academy. So anyone who's looking to become a wedding officiant, you know, you just got to go and grab one of my digital products or Suli's to get a part of that exclusive groups. And we have so many things coming for you guys, live classes, master classes, templates, everything that you need to start your wedding officiant business. And lastly, something coming, we're dropping it very soon, but Diversify Your Stamp Notary Community. It is a mentorship program that I am doing with Sophia Martin, the GOAT, and also Rafael Jimerson, the other GOAT. Again, we're covering wedding officiating, we're covering legal docs, we're covering loan docs, we're bringing people in for our apostilles, permit running, everything that you need to know to diversify your notary business, because you need at least what they say, 7 streams of income coming from one business is golden. So that's where we're trying to get you to.
Love it. Love it. So we got time for 2 more questions. Who wants to jump on? I know, I'm sorry. I think I cut you off, Gina. If you want, did you have a question for Tiara?
Yeah, I actually did. I'm trying to find a detour, because normally where I go, they cut this off. Anyway, I had a question. Actually, how is it for you now that you mentioned that you're a mom? So what challenges, if any, have you been experiencing in your notary journey as a mom? And if so, how are you overcoming it, or is it still a challenge?
That's a really great question. Thank you, Gina. Mom guilt. I'd be experiencing so much damn mom guilt. Yes. It would make no sense. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
not feeling like you're doing enough, not feeling like you're spending enough time with your child wants to spend time with you, you running out to an appointment. And my daughter, she funny. She'd be like, Bryant Notary Services. If I answer the phone, she'll like mimic me right after. So
Aww.
I love to bring her with me on like those really big things. So when I first got my business cards, I brought her to Staples with me to pick them up, because it's like, all right, mommy starting a business now. Like we gotta get on this brand, and I'll be trying to take her places. You know, I'm gonna get her a little shirt. She could be like my little walk-in promo. But just trying to really hone in on why it is that I'm doing this. And it's really just to set her up, to create a legacy for her. I just want her to be able to do whatever she want to do, whenever she want to do it. And I want to be able to provide that for her. And, you know, that mom guilt, that be getting me, but I got to remember what the goal is. That's it.
Yes. I'm glad you touched on that, because a lot of times we don't speak about that. We speak about, the superwoman, and, you know, we can do it all, and da 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 da. And that's the point that why I brought that up, because we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the mom guilt that, you know, we're still, even though we doing all this, at the end of the day, we're still kind of expected to hold down the house. It sounds stereotypical or whatever, but it's the facts. At the end of the day, we're still expected to, you know, to keep home, whether that's taking care of the kids, you know, feeding the kids, and, you know, laundry and cleaning house. And if you have a significant other, you gotta take care of them too. So, you know,
that's true.
No, I'm keeping it 1,000, you know?
No, you is, yep.
And, you know, and we're not expected to fall off on none of that. You understand? And if we do, then there's the guilt of that. Well, you're not dedicated enough to the house, and you putting more outside of these streets and these people instead of at home. And that was one of the problems I had in my first marriage, because I can't be everywhere, you know? And if you have a support system, or you claim to be my support system, then you need to fucking be that, or shut the fuck up and get out the way. Just that. It's just that simple, really.
It is. Yeah. You're right. Having that support system is, you know, super important. Being careful of like your energy level. So, you know, making sure you're eating, making sure you're drinking, making sure you're taking care of yourself, you know, because after you go out and you do everything for the day, Gina, right, you got to go home, and then you got to put on your second hat, and you got to be the mom. You got to do the baths. You got to do the cooking. You got to do the homework. You got to check in with your child emotionally and let them know you're here, you love them, and that this is only temporary. So we spend so much time caring for others. We spend so much time caring for our other baby, which is our business, that, you know, we have to take time to care for ourselves and not become victim to the guilt, because it's temporary. It's all temporary. It's a season.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We don't, you know, no shade to men. I love men. But y'all don't experience that. Nobody they don't be like, oh, you've been working 10, 12 hours. Shouldn't you be going home to your family? Nobody tell men that. You know what I mean? They be like, oh, well, you know, he out here making this paper. You know, we got to respect the hustle. But if we had that mentality, then there's something wrong. You understand? Like, oh, don't you got a family? Shouldn't you be handling that? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a double standard when it comes to the hustle mentality.
You're right.
Hey, I will say this though. I will say this because I do get your point, Gina, but hey, we get it too, by the way. You know, I had people tell me, hey, you're working too hard, man. You're working too hard, man. Right? Just, you know, because things happen, right? You forget to take out the trash, or you forget to mail a letter or something. You know, sometimes stuff happens like that.
Oh, you don't have your whole life automated?
You know.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, shit.
Right, not coming off mute to throw the shade.
Damn.
No, I'm saying, but no, I feel you know, because you do gotta. No, what I'm saying is that's a big problem, right? A lot of people get that because you do dedicate and commit a lot of time and energy to it, and that's a big problem. That's what I actually had, which is why I wanted to do less and less and try to remove myself away from the actual. I want to squeeze out as much time and as much output and with as little amount of input as possible, and that's where replacing yourself, doing automation, and having all these things sort of originated. So I could give people the opportunities to kind of, because it is a lot of work. And if you're really doing volume, if you really want to do 6 figures, like people say, that's just a lot of work. And it can take away from your family, it can take away from your time, take away from your, missing out on stuff. And it can become a woman. So I feel you how.
And missing.
I know women definitely get it. I can't imagine how that is for. Obviously, I can't imagine how this is for women, which you're right. But hey, we get that shit too. Don't no, it's a little different.
No, I agree. I totally agree with you, Tech. I know, like, just because anytime you own a business, you're just going to be taking away from what's going on in your household. You just kind of have to at the beginning. So that can be like less time with your spouse, less time with your kids, forgetting some of your home duties, things of that nature, being tired when you come back because you out there busting, like you said, hustling, grinding all day. So men definitely, they catch it. They catch it.
Yeah, they do. I'm not saying they don't, but truth be told, we catch more flack than you do.
I don't know about that, dude.
You don't know?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know about that, man.
Well, he can't know. He can't know because he ain't a mom. So we're gonna leave it at that. He can't know.
I've been on lives with Tiger and his wife be like, nah, son, cut that shit off. Like, Tiger's wife don't be playing with him.
Hey, look, I did the soccer dad shit.
Okay.
For about a couple of months. After a couple of days, I was ready to shoot myself in the head.
Of course, but because y'all not built for that.
And you're right.
You're not.
Now there's some shit that we do that y'all ain't built for.
We are, and that's where we appreciate, we appreciate men in your aspect. You know what I'm saying? Just like y'all need to respect where, our strengths and what we bring to the table.
You know how exhausting it is negotiating a deal because you got a flat tire with the mechanic? Because the mechanic's going to try to take advantage of you and charge you extra.
I had those conversations.
It's exhausting.
Very exhausting. And imagine doing that working for a multi-million-dollar pest control company, and you in charge of 17 techs with their vehicles, and then you being the service manager and a female. So imagine the conversations I've had. Because you know how they be thinking, it's a chick. We gonna get paid for real because she don't know nothing about no damn vehicles till you meet me. And they like, you different. Yeah.
And that's why we got to work together. So wherever you guys like need help in, and like if look, all businessmen know like there's gonna be situations where me personally, I can't get through that door. But guess what? I line up Gino or I line up Tiara, damn, right? She can get through that door. And then once she gets through that door, then she can open the door up for me. So there's going to be many situations.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, we're all going to go.
That's why our people is the way we are, because we don't have that mindset. And hopefully us as a collective group, individually and collectively, we could change that narrative. Because I've always been the kind of person, I never followed behind no damn body. So I've always made my own lane in some aspect. So that ain't nothing new to me, honestly.
And if the door doesn't open for me or the door doesn't open for Tiara, then we can result to the next thing where that door gonna open, fam. Open that motherfucking door, B. That door gonna open.
We can do it the hard way. We can do it. We like you. We want you.
I tried to be nice. You didn't let my girl in.
We can do it the hard way, or we can do it the easy way.
Nah, we building our own table. We don't need their table.
Exactly.
We building our own part. We good. So, any last questions for T. Bryant?
Yeah, actually, before that, we got to give props to your cohort, Corinne, because I don't want to feel like she being left out there. So, yeah, we thank you for this, for that platform that y'all provided. It's a different space, and I'm definitely in support for that. And I just want y'all to know from me that y'all doing an awesome job, and you also inspire me as well. So just because I don't be on here a whole lot or whatever, my four eyes do see I see y'all moves. All right, I see it clear, crystal clear. So stay blessed and continue.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Gina. Thank you.
Any last words, last parting words?
You know, I got to give flowers to everybody. Thank y'all for, coming on here, joining this live with us. Thank you, Tiger, for just creating this space for us to come on and showcase who we are, our personalities, our businesses, our projects, everything that we got going on. And just always keeping us the hell laughing, okay? Because we need that. Laughter is medicine, people. If you ain't got some people in your circle that make you smile, that make you laugh, you need to get your ass a new circle. Get your ass a new circle.
Love it. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're internally grateful for you guys because me and T. Bryant, we are heavy on gratitude. So we're very grateful for you guys tuning in. You could be doing anything right now, and you're here today. And I love you guys for it. I wish you guys the very best. Peace, love, happiness, and cash flow. You heard?